Maybe they're controversial, but electric vehicles are here, especially of the luxury SUV variety. We've gotten our hands on 3 and wanted to do a little side-by-side comparison. Just a note, one of these is smaller than the others, playing in the compact sandbox instead of the mid-size, but we've noticed that folks are cross-shopping them all, so here we go. First out of the gate is the Mercedes EQE SUV. To us, it's the little things that make a big impact on this one. Check out the subtly illuminated 3-pointed star emblem set into the fine wood trim, the cushioning of the headrest, those soft touch points under the elbows, plus the superimposed direction arrows and street numbers of the navigation system's augmented reality. If the devil is in the details, then this luxury SUV is downright evil. Don't get us wrong, there are plenty of big things that impress us as well. The futuristic looking full-width hyperscreen, the massive power of the EQE 500's 400 combined horsepower, the calm competence of the adaptive suspension, so Mercedes, and the virtually foolproof all-wheel drive setup. Thanks to every detail, big or small, the EQE feels like money well spent, and so much about this SUV is a sensory overload experience. By comparison, everything else might just be a way of getting around. We could luxuriate in those wonderfully comfortable front seats and listen to the sound system all day. Driving the EQE doesn't disappoint either, and Mercedes-Benz even fixed the unnatural feeling regenerative brake pedal feel. Rear wheel steering comes in handy when maneuvering around tight spaces. Great feature. It's equipped with safety features galore, including lane keeping assistance, which worked well enough, except in construction areas where it wasn't so decisive. We all agreed that the EQE is comfortable, roomy, and quiet. We drove the EQE SUV for 92 miles through a variety of roads and conditions, with the trip computer calculating a hypothetical maximum range of 242 miles. The 2024 EQE 500 is estimated to achieve a competitive 298 miles from a full charge, and we're sure we could have come closer to that figure if we'd taken it a little easier. Mercedes-Benz generally underestimates their EV ranges, so under the right conditions, you can squeeze more juice out of this one. Overall, we have no hesitation in recommending the EQE SUV. It has all those luxury and tech attributes typical of Mercedes-Benz, as well as being a fine electric vehicle. Of our 3 electric SUV contenders here, the award for looks least like an electric SUV easily goes to the 2024 Audi Q8 e-tron. Indeed, while the Mercedes EQE appears straight out of the future and the Genesis electrified GB70 is electrified sleekness, the Audi Q8 e-tron SUV looks like, well, an Audi SUV. This year it even changes its nomenclature to mimic other Audi luxury SUVs, adding the Q8 to its proper name. This undercover design will appeal to some buyers, but if you're the type who demands others to know you're driving an electric vehicle from one look at the thing, you'll probably set your own sights on something like the Mercedes, or a model from an all-EV maker like Tesla or Rivian. Styling aside, the Audi Q8 e-tron also happens to mimic many of the other manners of a non-electrified Audi. One thing we all agreed on is that the Q8 e-tron drives like an Audi, that is to say, great. We found the Q8 e-tron delivers snappy if not neck-snapping acceleration, taut steering manners, and confident braking. Dual motors and all-wheel drive conspire to deliver 355 horsepower or 402 in short burst and dynamic mode, and 0 to 60 miles per hour acceleration in a fleet but not furious 5.4 seconds. If speed is a priority, Audi offers the higher performance SQ8 e-tron, which does the 0 to 60 dash in 4.2 seconds. There's also the more stylized coupe-like sportback variants of the Q8 e-tron. The standard Q8 e-tron can now run up to 285 miles on a charge, a much more competitive number than the previous 222. Sportback models can run for up to 300, granting more miles with that style. Charging speed is impressive, if not class-leading, with the ability to juice from 10% to 80% in 31 minutes on the right DC fast charger. Inside, the Q8 e-tron got mixed reviews. We all found the Q8 plenty roomy for our needs, even if some of our testers had quibbles over interior materials and technology offerings. No, the Audi does not deliver an IMAX level dash spanning screen, but there was satisfied familiarity in its screen design and yes, physical buttons to control features. We also like the virtual camera view, adjustable center armrest, and honest to goodness gear shift lever. The Audi Q8 e-tron blends the power source of the future with the best attributes we know, love, and can easily utilize in today's luxury cars. And now for our smaller outlier, the Genesis electrified GV70. While the Mercedes and Audi are roomier, pricier mid-size SUVs, the electrified GV70 has a lot to recommend it against the bigger fellas. Sometimes an apples to oranges comparison can be even more enlightening. While the GV70 is in its 4th model year, 2nd for the electric version, we discovered that it still turns heads. More heads than the Mercedes or Audi to be sure. The interior was judged similarly, with one member of our test group calling it rich, contemporary, and gorgeous. Hey, just like me. I kid. The design, layout, materials, and construction of the electrified GV70 are all excellent. We like the wide, high-mounted infotainment screen, the crisp, modern graphics, and the range of customization options. It's not as roomy inside as the Mercedes and Audi midsizers as we've established, but it's hard to imagine many real-world applications in which the perfectly accommodating GV70 wouldn't do the job about as well as the others. Like the others in this test, and most EVs, the electrified GV70 accelerates with a mix of immediacy, force, and smoothness we found captivating. The Genesis is the quickest of the bunch, in fact. It's also the best co-pilot with its responsive, steady, confidence-inspiring highway driving assist system able to shoulder much of the driving under the right conditions. As expected, the smaller electrified GV70 rides a bit more firmly than the others. The GV70's biggest drawback for many buyers is found right on the spec sheet. 236 miles of range compared with 285 for the Audi and 287 for the Mercedes as tested. And while none were on track to hit those figures after our 90-mile loop, the GV70 was on pace to return just 200 miles. On the flip side, its 800-volt architecture means it charges more quickly than most electric vehicles, including the others in this test. So, do we have a winner? These all seem like strong contenders in our book. The EQE with its rich, futuristic EV chops, the Q8 e-tron and its more familiar/traditional than driving engagement and packaging, and the electrified GV70 with its high style, fast charging, and quickness that's a smaller, less expensive bundle. We couldn't find a loser in the bunch.